right, yo, y'all check out my Michigan rappers King Sound and G Mac Cash. Just dropped a new hip hop singles. The Butchers is out on all digital platforms. Make sure you tune in and check them out. The Butchers by King Sound and G Mac Cash. Links in the description. Make sure you check it out. YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple, regular YouTube. So make sure you go support these brothers, man. And peace. All right, let's talk some NFC North talk. Apparently, Jordan Love is going to hold out. He going through the meetings, but he won't physically practice. Some people say he should just not be there in general. I felt like they just gave him a new deal last year. I guess it was a short-term deal, if my memory serves me correctly, and now he wants a long-term deal, basically based off what he did in 9 games plus the playoffs. He got hot. One thing about it, when you start playing with the numbers that he want, because guess what? They're going to be paying him on potential, where he can go. So he ain't going to get paid like he was, just what he is. He going to get paid like potential. So you hear Dak talking about he won $57 million, $60 million. So you're going to best believe Jordan Love going to feel like it. He was one play away from going to the Super Bowl. And had Aaron Jones had some speed on him, they would be in the Super Bowl, because he broke loose in that 49er game, and he just got caught from behind. Had that been a Gibbs, had that probably even been a Josh Jacobs, he probably scores that football. Adrian Peterson in his prime. Had it been somebody like that, it's 6 and they going to the NFC Championship game. Who knows what can happen versus us? We division opponents. It can go either way. So, a lot of people said, well, if they had him in the building for 3 years, they should have paid him. They should have paid him beforehand, and now they wouldn't be hitting this problem, because they probably could have got him for 35 million had they paid him last season. Now he went out there, proved it, got off to a shaky start. Maybe they paid him last year. He got off to a shaky start. Then maybe his confidence never would have jumped back, but who knows? But now he probably gonna be looking for anywhere from $50 to $60 million. So it's a compromise to say, you know what, we give you 60, or we give you 55, or we give you 50, or 52, 53 for 3 years. And we come back to the table for 2 or 3 years, and we come back to the table. But I think it's critical for him to be in camp and be throwing. To be honest, as a quarterback, that's critical. I understand you got to get your money, so get your money first, because he's he got it, can run and all that stuff. So and what they gonna do without him? So they're gonna have to pay him. But in my humble opinion, I think it's really, really critical for him to be there, because teams are now gonna see what they do well, and now they're going to make the adjustment to their offense. There's going to be an adjustment made. So what other wrinkles that Matt LaFleur has to prepare for going into this season? Now the Packers have a target on their back. See, like it or not, believe it or not, last year the Lions had a target on their back. They were picked by the majority of people to win the division. So people knew, like, okay, Lions, what the run that Green Bay was on last year, towards the end of the season, we was on the year before. So, you know what I'm saying? So, a couple years ago. So, like I said before, I think he need to be getting all the snaps. I think that their main receiver, was it Christian Watson? I think he's healthy. He's very important. Probably last year he probably shouldn't have played, but they got so many good weapons. They could do a lot of different things there. They got Josh Jacobs. He didn't really have a year he wanted to have last year in Las Vegas with the Raiders, because he sat out too, and I think he never got his feet up under him. And on top of sitting out, not getting his feet up under him, they didn't have quarterback play. So, but I think it's critical. I think the momentum that Green Bay had, the longer this holdout go, the worse it is. The momentum they had, it stops if he ain't in camp. Fuck preseason. If he ain't in camp, that momentum stop. That momentum stop. If he ain't in camp, that momentum stop. It stops on the dime. So you got to remember that if he ain't in camp, that momentum stops. So they got to keep that momentum going and stuff. But I think it's a big thing. With them receivers, they still young. They need to be hitting the ground running, handing it off to the running back, seeing how Josh Jacobs like to get it handed off to Pauls, and all that type of stuff. How he can catch it out the backfield and all that. So you got to understand, the offense is usually 2 or 3 steps behind the defenses. The defenses, from my experience of playing, our defense used to come together way faster than our offense did. So I think it's a big thing. Him not getting there, getting his feet wet, getting in rhythm, picking that momentum up from last year. So I think it's a big deal. And then now you have a target on, but he was on the Green Bay Packers just for real. Now, was it just a high streak last year and they did get hot, or did they figure something out? Or was it just luck? A lot of people was the Lions, 8 out of 9 games. People said it was just luck. They got healthy. That was the difference. So they'd be deadlier this year. Him and Christian Watson got to form a rapport in live game action. He's a huge piece of what they do. He's a huge piece of what they do. So, but I think it's critical. They want to keep that momentum going in they need to want to keep that momentum going in so this don't bind up on the dash. They want to keep that momentum going in there we go. That momentum going to Green Bay. Who else I see they want to win. They want to keep that momentum going in Green Bay. They got to pay him. And if you're going to pay him, why not pay him as early as possible than wait as late as possible? That's what I'm saying. But he critical to what they doing. I mean, you go from Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love. I think he showed enough last year. They drafted him in the first round. Made Rodgers mad. I mean, everything going to go perfect when it comes to Green Bay with quarterbacks. Because when you look at it, they got rid of Rodgers at the best time ever. The next season, he blow out his ACL. You got some type of compensation for him, and Jordan Love hit the ground running. He started off slow last year, then they got him on a hot streak and figured it out and all that type of stuff. And Matt LaFleur is able to run offense that he usually wouldn't run with Aaron Rodgers because Rodgers is Rodgers. It's like it's Peyton come in or Brady come in. You're going to do what they comfortable in. So I think it's a big thing because every day they, early in camp, I'm not really worried about it. But it started to creep in into past the preseason games and that late in the camp. That means he's going to get off to a slow start. He could be in all the meetings he want to. But if he ain't out there getting timing down, throwing routes, getting live action in, even if it's in T-shirts and shirts and 7-on-7, putting pads on, even for the quarterback. The pad game, the conditioning drills, training camp is supposed to prepare your body for the season. It prepares you for war. And when you don't get those hits and licks, it's hard to replicate it. It's hard to replicate that. So, but yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out the NFC North playlist for more videos like this. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.